Hi, my name is Jasmine, and I'm a graduate student at Eastern Illinois University studying dietetics, and I'm here to talk to you today about digestive health and fiber. The ADA recommends that people get about 20 to 35 grams of fiber a day, but the average American actually only gets about 10 to 15 grams of fiber. Fiber plays an important role in many functions in the body. There are two different types of fiber that I'm going to talk about. There's soluble fiber and there's insoluble fiber. Soluble fiber is the type that binds to the cholesterol in your digestive system, and it carries the cholesterol out of your body, and this is the kind that helps lower your risk for heart disease. And you can find soluble fiber in foods like oats. That's why the commercials for Cheerios and oatmeal, they say that they can lower your cholesterol. You can find soluble fiber in citrus fruits, and you can also find them in beans, which we're going to be working with today. And the other type of fiber is insoluble fiber. Insoluble fiber is the kind that basically helps keep you regular, so you could say. And insoluble fiber can be found also in beans, and it's found in foods like whole grain breads and crackers. It's also found in green leafy vegetables. And the insoluble fiber is the kind that helps reduce your risk for diverticulitis, irritable bowel syndrome, and possibly colon cancer. Today we're going to be making a vegetarian chili. And this vegetarian chili has 13 grams of fiber per serving, so you're going to be getting about half of your daily fiber when you have one serving of this chili. And the fiber content of the chili comes mostly from the beans. The first kind of beans we're going to be adding is red kidney beans. You can use light red or you can use dark red, it doesn't really matter. And you're going to use 1 can of kidney beans, and you're going to drain and rinse them. And the next type of beans we're going to be adding are the black beans. You could really use any kind of bean with this chili, but for this recipe we're going to use the black and the red kidney beans. And the black kidney beans the black beans are also going to drain and rinse as well. And the next thing we're going to be adding is 2 cans of diced tomatoes. You can use low sodium tomatoes or you can use regular tomatoes. If you're watching your sodium or if you have hypertension, low sodium tomatoes have virtually no sodium in them, so that lowers the sodium content of the recipe a lot. But you're going to have 2 14-ounce cans of diced tomatoes, and you don't drain these, and then you're going to add them to the beans. And then the next thing we're going to be adding are the vegetables. You can find these in the frozen section of your supermarket. There's a broccoli, cauliflower, and carrot blend. They usually come in 16-ounce packages. You can use about half the package to add to the mix. And then the next thing we're going to be adding is a blend of corn and peppers. You can also find these at most grocery stores in the frozen section, and you're going to be adding the entire package of the corn and the peppers. And this is a crock pot bowl that we're adding this to, because you can put this directly into the crock pot and let it simmer. And as you can see, there's a nice colorful array of vegetables in here. You're getting quite a bit of your daily serving of vegetables in this. And the last things we're going to add is a half a cup of frozen diced peppers and a half a cup of frozen diced onions. And if you prefer to use fresh, you can do so. It doesn't really matter, just the frozen are easier for storage purposes. And they're a lot quicker to use too. That's the nice thing about this recipe, is it's quick and it's cheap and it's pretty easy to do. And finally, we're going to be adding the chili seasoning. You can use chili powder if you like, but this seasoning is a low sodium seasoning. So you're going to reduce your sodium content of the recipe there too. And you just mix it all together. And for this recipe, we're using a slow cooker. You put it in your slow cooker and put the lid on. Now it's up to you. You can cook it on high for about 2 to 3 hours if you want to, or if you're going to be out and you want to run some errands or you have to go to work, you can leave it on the low setting for 6 to 8 hours. And you don't need to stir it. The chili just cooks on its own and it's ready for you when you come home. If you want to make a faster version of this, you could also cook it on the stove, and you would just bring it to a simmer and you would cook it for about a half hour. The lower cooking time and the lower heat, you'll probably have a little bit firmer vegetables, and the longer you cook it, the chili will be a little saucier and the vegetables will be a little bit softer. And we have a finished product over here, and as you can see, again, it's very colorful. And for a vegetarian chili, it's actually quite tasty. And you can add a little, low-fat shredded cheese if you like, or sometimes I like to add the elbow macaroni to it. And one serving, again, of this chili has 13 grams of fiber in it. And it's a quick, easy recipe to make. It's vegetarian, so it can be used as a vegetarian recipe. And you can modify this recipe, is the nice thing about it. You can add any kind of vegetables. If you don't want to add the broccoli to it, you could add something else to it, and you can add different kinds of beans to it, and it's cheap and it's easy to make and quite tasty, as you can see.